So there are a few of you, this is Heather talking, there's a few of you that missed the autoimmune and nutritional Facebook event the other night. And so I'm trying something new to see if that'll work. This is my Facebook page, so while I'm videotaping this and going through it, you will notice some notifications and messages pop up, and I will try and delete those as soon as I can. But I wanted to at least see if this would work for you guys. So Tammy is one of my good friends. I have known her for quite a few years, but she's the one that put on the Facebook party. So I'm going to read through this information for you, and if it's a video, I'll play it. But it says, we are so grateful to have Julie share her autoimmune story with us live during the event. Julie lives in Morristown, New Jersey with her husband and partner of 15 years, Rocco, and their 2-year-old daughter, Lena. She was a hospital-based nurse for a decade before working on research in the Human Performance Lab at Rutgers University. As a lifelong athlete and former fitness competitor, exercise and nutrition have played a large part in shaping how Julie approaches health and healing. Frustrated with treating her own health challenges with medications, Julie began to look at dietary changes to heal root causes from the inside out. And then it talks about joining us. So, interesting facts. Do you know that autoimmune disorders occur almost exclusively in developed countries? People in poor nations without modern amenities like running water, flushing toilets, washing machines, and sterile backgrounds don't get these diseases. In this country, autoimmune diseases, when taken all together, are a huge health burden. They are the eighth leading causes of death among women, shortening the average patient's lifespan to 8 years. The annual health care cost for autoimmune disease is $120 billion a year, representing nearly twice the economic health care burden of cancer, which is about $70 billion a year. And that's coming from Mark Hyman, MD. So how are you addressing the root cause of your autoimmune disease? And then our other person that we're going to be hearing from is named Brandy, and she'll go through her information too. But it says, in March of 2010, my world was flipped upside down. With my husband of 4 years, Jason, we face an uncertain future. While working full-time for my family's business, I also was a full-time mom to a 4-year-old son and stepmom to an 11-year-old daughter. Systemic lupus and osteoarthritis were not in my plan for my life. With blood work showing that the disease was running rampart through my body, I prayed for a healthy fix so I could enjoy many, many years with my loved ones. So there's her story. And then I'm going to scroll up here. The pre-event post is from Tammy. Hi everyone, Heather and I are so excited about our event tonight. Before we dive in, we wanted to give you some background information about us. Tammy Crothers, I am a mom of 3 grown boys and Gigi to grandsons, certified holistic health coach, and I hold a leadership position with the Juice Plus company, where I get to live the mission of inspiring healthy living, literally around the world. And then Heather Graber, married 15 years, mom of 2 boys, masters in social work, wellness warrior, and shares her family's health journey to help others' families around the world. So we go into pre-event post. Like all other animals in the animal kingdom, humans possess an immune system. The main function of the immune system is to defend the body from germs and other foreign invaders. The immune system is composed of special cells and organs that deal with invaders and allergens. The cells create antibodies to fight off the infection of foreign intruders. Do you know where a majority of your immune system is housed in the body? And then we have a nice little comic. Intruder, destroy. What? But I'm one of you. Don't listen to her lies. And autoimmune disorders in a nutshell. Okay, so pre-event post number 3. To defend the body, the immune system must recognize what is self, what belongs to the body, and what is non-self, foreign to the body. Autoimmune disorders occur when the body fails to tell the difference between self and non-self. When this happens, the body makes antibodies that are directed towards the body's own tissue. These are called autoantibodies. The autoantibodies attack the normal cells by mistake. How do we know this is happening in our bodies? So then this is Tammy.
Live. I don't go live very often, but I hope you guys are excited to learn what we have in store for you tonight, because I know we are. It's crazy to me that there are, gosh, about 50 million people that are struggling with an autoimmune disease, and we just have so much to learn. There's so much going on in our health. There's so much going on with our food, and people just need help. You know, so many people are unaware of how to prevent these things and how to heal them and how to take care of themselves while they do have these. So I, along with my friends that you're going to hear from tonight, are on a mission to help take healthy back. So we're so excited to have you guys. Anyway, y'all, we have lots of beautiful stories of hope that are going to be shared with all of you tonight. So y'all are in for a real treat. If you haven't had a chance to look over all the pre-posts that are coming on, we started at around 5 o'clock today. Hope you'll come on and take a look at those. If you're hopping on right at 7 o'clock, please just go back and look at those at another time so you can kind of stay updated on all the posts that are coming along. Another thing is, if you'll hop on just a few minutes before 7, it'll help you kind of get caught up on anything that we've already posted. But the greatest thing that I'm real excited about is, as soon as we're finished, I hope you guys have time to stick around because we're going to have Q&A. So as we're going along, if you have any questions, jot those down. Or if you have any questions right now, go ahead and jot those down, and we'll stick around for about 5 minutes when we're over. Hey, Susie. Hey, Heather. But I will let you know that we won't be answering any medical related questions because obviously we're not doctors. But we're just so thrilled that you're here and very, very excited to share this incredible information with you guys. See you guys right before 7.
So I'm going to scroll back up to where we start. Pre-event post number 4, one of the components of the immune system is the regulatory T cells. Those help regulate the immune system. When autoimmune disorders occur, these regulatory T cells fail in their function. The result is a damage to various organs and tissues that are termed autoimmune diseases. Did you know that over 50 million people struggle with an autoimmune disorder? So I'm going to come up here, post 1, what is an autoimmune disorder? Time to get this party started tonight. First things first, let's cover what an autoimmune disorder is. In short, it's your body fighting against itself. When the body tissues are attacked by its own immune system, an illness occurs leading to autoimmune disorders. The immune system is a complex organization within the body that is designed normally to seek and destroy invaders of the body, including infectious agents. Patients with autoimmune diseases frequently have usual antibodies circulating their blood that target their own body tissues, thus causing the immune system to overreact. The result, autoimmune problems. Take a look at the images below. What is the most surprising to you? Any ideas on some early warning signs of autoimmune disorders? Okay, so I'm going to let you look at this real fast. Okay. And then post 2, now that we have discussed more about autoimmune issues we want you to hear some from. Terry Luongo has a powerful story. She has been diagnosed with several autoimmune disorders, including irritable bowel syndrome, chronic fatigue syndrome, and fibromyalgia. Her life changed 20 years ago when someone had the courage to share a solution with her. And this is 4 minutes long, so we'll go to it.
Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's program on autoimmune challenges. My name is Terry Luongo, and I'd like to share my autoimmune journey with you. I think we've reached a point where we understand that, there are certain key components that are responsible for autoimmune conditions. We know that nutrition, what we eat and what we don't eat plays a role. Environmental factors, all sorts of toxicity out there in the world that we live, and internal stress. And what this does is it leads to oxidation to our systems. Oxidation then inflames our cells, which compromises our digestive health, and the ramification of that is a really compromised immune system. So as I look back, I can understand what my pathogenesis was. I grew up in a family where we primarily ate meat, potatoes, dairy, white bread, canned vegetables, and sugar. And this was highly inflammatory. We know today that too much animal protein is highly inflammatory to the system. By the time I was 8 years old, I had a head full of cavities, and those cavities were plucked out, and those holes were filled with mercury amalgams. A very, very, very toxic heavy metal that caused an incredible burden to every system in my body. Continue fast forward, I'm getting ready to have my first baby. It's a very difficult delivery. I have to be knocked out, and I was knocked out with ether. The results of that was I had a beautiful baby, but for the next 5 years, I was practically crippled with brain fog and unbelievable fatigue. To make up for that, of course, I went to diet. I started drinking a lot of coffee. I started eating more sugar, simply just to try to stay awake. Once that fog lifted, well, there was a revolution going on. It's called the fitness revolution. and I've always loved moving my body, and I jumped into this fitness revolution. I became a fitness professional, but instead of going in with good health, I went in very, very compromised. So the results for me from my slide classes and all of those programs was that it was an incredible burden to my immune system and an incredible burden to every system in my body. That's when the diagnoses started to show up. When I was 28, I was diagnosed with such severe periodontal disease, I was told I would not have teeth by the time I was 45. 30 years old, I'm being diagnosed with IBS. I remember so many times when I'd be doubled up in a bathroom somewhere waiting to lose my lunch with excruciating pain. 33 years old, I'm diagnosed as having chronic fatigue syndrome. And when I'm 35, one of my boys has mononucleosis, and within a week I had mono. And I watched him walk out the door after 2 weeks and go back to school, and I could hardly still get out of bed. The next 5 years for me were incredibly compromised, but I'm a woman of great faith. I always knew I would get better. And one day, 22 years ago, a nurse knocked on my door and handed me a twin pack of Juice Plus. And I was more than curious. I knew that I certainly wasn't eating produce. I was starting to become aware that nutrition was playing a role in my disease process. So I started eating Juice Plus, the fruits, the vegetables, eventually the berries. My body started to respond to the nutrition in those capsules. Amazing things started to happen. You know, the pain started to subside. I started sleeping better at night. My cravings changed. All of a sudden, instead of craving the Twinkie, I want to eat a salad. I started to lose my cravings for all sorts of foods that were making me disabled practically. And I'm craving foods, all that micronutrition from produce that would help me and was helping me get better. I gave up gluten. I took dairy out of my diet. And what I can tell you is that 22 years later, I am a woman now that has absolutely no autoimmune situations going on. Inflammation in my body today, according to blood work, is practically negligible. And what I've learned is that this body is a healing machine. We can have better health. And it's important that we have this information now so that you can prevent inflammation, but I'm here to tell you, you can reverse inflammation. We can support this immune system. We can have vibrant, vital health. Enjoy the program.
So you heard it from Terry, just phenomenal story about her health. I absolutely love hearing her story. So we have tissues of the body affected by autoimmune attacks. So if you look at this, we have the thyroid, the brain, the bones, muscles, lungs, skin, nerves, the GI tract, blood, everything basically. And if you think about it, blood, it goes to every single part of our body, right? So Terry is just one of the millions that have suffered from some type of autoimmune issue. Can you guess how many people are affected by autoimmune disorders? Over 50 million people, okay? That is more than cancer. Examples of autoimmune diseases include systematic lupus, and a lot of these things I can't even pronounce. And then we have multiple sclerosis, we have chronic fatigue syndrome, Crohn's disease, rheumatoid arthritis, eczema, multiple sclerosis. So it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Okay? Do you or a loved one suffer from an autoimmune disease? And if so, which one? So our next one, if you don't recognize an ingredient, your body won't either. And that's inflammation. Okay? Post 4. If we want to slow the process down, we need to identify some problems. Let's dig a little deeper. What are the causes of autoimmune diseases? Poor diet, environmental toxins, chronic stress, leaky gut, antibiotics, pregnancy, menopause, drugs and medications, anything that causes inflammation in the gut. Inflammation is a silent killer. It's the root of an illness and disease and leads to more immune responses. Soon the immune system is too busy, constantly fighting the invaders and responding to inflammation to do its usual job over time. The body ends up attacking its own tissues. Remember what that means? Autoimmune nightmare. So if we could identify some things that trigger inflammation in the gut, we might be able to make some changes. Any guesses on what some of those triggers are? With the causes clearly identified, what are the solutions? The best solution is to adapt several lifestyle changes: eating a well-balanced diet, regular physical exercise, maintain a healthy body weight, get enough sleep and rest, reduce stress, maintain a healthy digestive tract. Okay? Post 6. The list above gives us lots to think about. Lots of factors can impact our health, but food helps us get on the root of the issue instead of just covering up the symptoms. Eating a well balanced diet can help your body heal and repair. Here are a few simple solutions to guide you. The 5 R's. Remove anything that is an irritant to the system: sugar, coffee, prepackaged food, alcohol, GMO, etc. Replace anything that isn't present in the human healthy gut but missing or low in an unhealthy gut, such as enzymes. Enzymes come from real fruits, veggies, and berries. Enzymes are essential to the digestion of food. They work in your stomach and gut to help break down your food into smaller pieces. This enables your body to absorb and use these single nutrients. That is one aspect of why the micronutrients from fruits, veggies, and berries reduces inflammation, improves gut health, and balances the immune system. Repopulate the intestines with friendly bacteria such as Acidophilus, and I can't bifidus, and others, I guess. Repair our cells. We provide the nutrients necessary to repair the damage, such as vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, which are plant-based chemicals, and antioxidants. Rebuild. The only source of raw materials or our cells, tissue, and organs have to rebuild themselves is through the food we eat. Adding more produce to your diet is fundamental as it can help with all 5 of the R's. So how many servings of fruits and vegetables did you eat today? So this is Jason and Brandy.
Tonight we have so many good guests on here. So I'm just going to get started with my story. Quite a few of you know me, some don't. There's quite a bit of detail, so I'm just going to get started. Back in 2004, at the age of 27, I suffered an aneurysm which caused a stroke. 2005, I had a son. In 2009, fast forward 4 years, I took on my stepdaughter full time. Really have been enjoying them and them growing up, but I've just been really tired through all of it. I expected that, working full time, daughter in cheerleading, son with friends, you would think it would be normal, but it just wasn't the case. For 2 years, I had a 100-degree fever. I was suffering majorly from fatigue, couldn't do anything, wanted to sleep all the time. Finally, March 2011, I was diagnosed systemic lupus. It did pretty much flip our world around, but I wanted to find a way that I could help me and everybody else. And at the time, I didn't know how. It was September 2012, I quit my job. I told my family business that I could no longer work for them. It was just too much between that and home. March 2013, I brought my son home and homeschooled. I thought that was going to be easy. Not. But we have survived. I have always slept a lot. Since I had my son, I assumed that it was probably the stroke. Maybe because I was just going through the symptoms of having the stroke and then having a son and just being tired. But still felt horrible. Nothing helped. Well, then I had a light bulb moment pretty much. When I was diagnosed, my numbers were sky high, through the roof. Didn't know how I was going to get them down. Of course, with the kids and family things going on, they didn't get any better. But did have that light bulb moment, November 2015. I realized that I had learned about Juice Plus when I was pregnant in 2005, sorry. Well, I decided I'd go ahead and take that leap because I've seen the testimonies. I've seen people who have been on it for 5 years, 10 years, 5 months. It does the trick. I was tired. I was always fighting illness between stomach with stress or sinuses or you name it. I was dealing with it. And now, after 9 months of being on our product, I'm in remission. I am in remission. Can you believe that? My doctor told me that, but, I just can't believe it except for knowing how I feel and seeing the blood work. I feel amazing. Like I said, November 2015, I started my capsules. That was 9 months ago, guys. I only started shakes in March. The shakes gave me the extra boost I needed to continue on throughout my day. Capsules, amazing, amazing. I can't speak enough about them. Do it all. Your family is worth it. Love y'all. Thanks. Bye.
So I'm going to skip through some of this too, but I'll read over a little bit. But what she talked about is the complete shake, doing the most of the work now that she is in remission. But if you want more information on the complete shake, I don't want to read all this because the person that invited you to watch this video can tell you a little more. But it is just a phenomenal way of bridging the gap of our macronutrients, which macro is, and here it is the fuel for our body. So it gives us the good fuel for if we wanted to look at our body as a Mercedes. So it is phenomenal to have, okay? I'm going to scan up and we talk about like how much we might spend on Juice Plus, okay? Something that good has to be outrageously expensive. Not really. If you look at, most of us spend $3 a day on a cup of coffee. Just the basic blend of our Orchard and Garden is $1.50. The premium blend is $2.50 a day, and our complete is $2 a serving, and it is a meal replacement. But I tell you what, I feel the best when I take and I have two servings of complete a day, so as a breakfast and a snack in the afternoon. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click on Amber's video so you can hear her video.
Hey guys, thanks so much for taking the time to be with us tonight and to just learn more about autoimmune disease, what it does to the body, and how we can help to restore our health. You know, my journey began at the age of 19. I was diagnosed with Graves' disease and had no idea what that meant. I only heard the word Graves and it scared me. I came to realize that my thyroid was 4 times the size of a normal person's, and also that through this autoimmune disease that my eyes would be affected and that there would just start to, be some struggles. And so I did what the doctors told me to do. I started to take a beta blocker to bring my heart rate down. I was taking steroids. And if you struggle with autoimmune and you take steroids, you know that the result of that is the weight gain. I can remember, gaining a whole pant size in a weekend. And so after putting on probably 50 to 60 pounds, I then began to struggle with high cholesterol. Things started changing and I started to have other health issues as a result of that weight gain. So I decided that I would much rather be sick than have to struggle with my weight. And as hard as that is to admit openly, I would imagine that some of you are on this event tonight and that you may feel that same way. So my doctors decided that I should do a radioactive iodine treatment. I did the first one. I drank iodine, had no idea what it was. They told me to do it. I did it. And it started to kill my thyroid. And so I remember going back to the doctor and I lost 7 pounds. I was so excited. I thought I'm getting better. I'm feeling better. And then I got the call that I had relapsed. And so, of course, my thyroid was now, again, acting hyperactive. And so I took another radioactive iodine treatment. And this time they made sure that it was going to kill it all. And so as a result of that, I was now hypothyroid, no thyroid, overweight, needing to lose this weight, and it seemed near impossible. My digestive health had been compromised in the process of all of this, so I could go, 7 days and not go to the restroom at all. And then, as you've heard Terry talk about, we doubled over, sick, going and flushing everything, all of that waste through my system. And it kind of came for me a point when I was yo-yo dieting, taking diet pills, all of these things to get the weight off. My health was just really declining, that I decided, maybe there's something to this exercise and eating right. And it was in a P31 fitness boot camp that I was introduced to Juice Plus. I did not buy into it right away. I really just heard fruits and vegetables in a capsule and thought, okay, that sounds good. I don't get enough, but I don't know. And so I started to take Juice Plus a couple of years later, actually. And as a result of that, I started to notice that my digestive health got better. But I still wasn't really making the connection between Juice Plus and digestive health, and so I was still struggling some, and I ended up at a chiropractor's office, and this chiropractor is really well known. He actually does adjusting for the U.S. Olympic wrestling team, so it wasn't just, a random person. And when he took the x-rays of my spine, I have a curved spine, and so when he took the x-rays and I saw the x-ray, I thought he was about to tell me that I had lung cancer. I wasn't a smoker, but I saw the black masses. And what that was, it was waste built up because my digestive system was not working. And so he asked me what I took, and I said, well, I take Juice Plus kind of here and there. And he said, oh, I know about Juice Plus. I want you to start taking it every day. I want you to take the capsules because there's probiotics in there. And I want you, to get adjusted, and we're going to get this worked out. And in about 4 to 6 weeks, the second x-ray came back, Everything had moved down, everything was clear, and I started to really reap the benefits of having a digestive system that was working. I started to notice that not just, my workouts were getting better, my health was getting better, my weight was manageable. I'd gotten the weight off and I was able to maintain it and to keep a lifestyle that was healthy. And so I want to just share with you tonight that however you came to be a part of this event, there's a reason that you're here. There is hope. You may be in a place where you feel like you don't know what to do. You don't have the answers. You don't even know what your condition is or what that means. You're struggling maybe with your weight. You're struggling with your digestion. It's an area that we don't want to talk about as women. We want to sweep it under the rug and pretend that it's all okay. But I want you to know that if you do nothing more than reach out to the person that invited you here today and take one step. Maybe that's taking a capsule every day, fruits, vegetables, berries, getting good nutrition so that you can restore the health of your gut. That's a simple step, and we're here to help. Thank you guys so much for being a part of tonight's event. We hope that you have an awesome evening.
So there's Amber's story. Okay. And so it just goes on to tell you a little more about what Juice Plus is, and we can get that information too if you don't know what it is. And I'm just going to keep scrolling through here. It looks like I can send this video to. Here's another person that has had some issues. But one simple step, it's about a minute that we can send to you. But stay tuned for something awesome, right? That's the question and answer time. So as I scroll through here, it looks like there's just one more story, but it's 8 minutes long. So if you want to hear Julie's story, I'll record it later and send it as a separate video, just so that this is a shorter recording. So it looks like that's the information. If you have any more questions for whoever invited you to the event or had was sent this video, please get back with them if you have questions, okay?